Hi, I'm Sharon. As I continue to provide lessons through the ABRSM Grade 1 Discovering Music Theory workbook, I move on now to Chapter 3, where we continue with the topic of rhythm, now moving on to look at the topic of semiquavers, how to beam semiquavers and quavers, and also looking at rests, the symbols that represent periods of silence. All of this lesson can be found on my Patreon channel if you visit patreon.com/Sharon Bill, and you can also find the links in the cards and in the description box. Samples of this lesson will follow on after this little video. Once you feel ready to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam, I've provided a book to give you extra help and guidance in exam technique so that you can make the best possible use of your exam time and you can make sure you get the maximum number of marks possible when you take your exam. And you can find this on Amazon, and again you can find the links in the cards and in the description box below. Enjoy your studies. Bye. And so first of all we've got to find out how many beats there are each bar. And so we can see here that we have a quaver, which is a half a beat, plus a half a beat. A half plus a half gives us 1 beat. And then a crotchet is 1 beat and another crotchet is 1 beat. So altogether we have 1, 2, 3 beats for that bar. Now this bar must be the same, but it's worth just checking. And so let's just do some maths to get some extra revision here. And so we know that a semiquaver is a quarter of a beat. And we know that 4 quarters makes a whole, so there's 1 beat. And then a minim is worth 2 beats, so 1 plus 2 is 3. And so each of these bars contains 3 beats. Now, if you remember from time signatures in the previous chapter, has 2 tails. So now here comes the new information. So if you remember, a semi-breve note is 4 beats and the rest hangs off the 4th line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, next from the top, and it's just a little box. Carefully it doesn't get too chunky. It's really, really important that you have a very, very sharp pencil. That's why I always use a mechanical pencil, just so it stays sharp. The minim rest is the similar shape, but now it just sits on the middle line, just sits down for a couple of beats, as it were. The crotchet rest, as I said, they've drawn this for you, but if you want to just have a little practice, I do a sort of a Z, an angled Z with a C at the bottom. Maybe just have a little practice of that whilst you've got the opportunity. So we know that a crotchet is 1 beat, and there is a crotchet which is 1 beat. So there's beat 1, there's beat 2. I prefer just writing what each beat adds up to, but you could go beat 1, beat 2. However, that's where we need the bar line. Nice and straight, not going over outside of the stave. And so we know that a quaver is half a beat, so half plus a half gives 1. And then there's beat 2. So beat 1, beat 2, bar line. Now we're going to have to do a little bit more careful counting because we've got smaller divisions of notes. However, if we just diagram that out, we know that there are 4 quarters in 1 beat. So there's a quarter beat rest, there's 1 semiquaver beat rest, and then we have 3 semiquavers, each worth a quarter. So with that rest, all of that is beat 1.